right, you guys already know what time it is. It is Thursday, which means it is time for the Locker Room Show. This is No Holds Bar. This is where we bring you the truth about the football entertainment industry. And we got another show lined up for you guys. So I don't want to hesitate. I want to get right into it. I know some of you guys are watching ball on the tube as you listen to us. So let's make it happen. So first and foremost, I got my co-host with the most, the one that lays it down every week in the Locker Room Show, and that's none other than Q, the Guru. What's going on, superstar?
What's going on, Coach? What's going on? We back again this week, man. Another great guest. We got another great show. So here we go.
Yes, indeed. And like you said, we're always bringing, those football influencers, those people that have lived it, not just people talking about it, people who have lived it and know what the game is all about. So this week is no different, you guys, and we got a very special guest, somebody that I have personally known since he was in high school. This is someone that was making big moves in San Francisco in the Bay Area, not just on the football field, also on the basketball court, has a twin brother, has a hell of a story, you guys, and that is none other than former NFL player Lenny Walls. How's it going, big time?
Man, grateful and blessed. What's up, T Wood? Man, happy to be here.
Hey man, it's a good thing whenever we can have you on, because not only do you have your ball history, but you got entrepreneurial game, you've got game in general that I know you want to share with the youngsters. So thanks for coming on, man.
Absolutely, man. Anytime, man. Anytime I can make time, I love to inspire. I love to, teach the young ones to live healthy, wealthy, and wise. That's my whole mission is health, wealth, and wisdom. So anytime I can share that, man, it's always an honor. So grateful to be here.
Definitely, man.
For
So
sure.
let's get right into it. If you're joining us for the very first time, the Locker Room Show, you guys, like I said in the intro, we don't hold back. Everybody that you see on your screen is somebody that has put blood, sweat, and tears into the football industry and wants to give some advice, some tips, some game to you. So I know we already have people jumping on with us. I see the great Coach Eric Foss. He says ready to hear some truths, and we're going to bring the truths. I got former teammate Andy Peak says looks like a great lineup for tonight's show, and we definitely got to get you on too, Pete. And then, of course, the great Rick De Jesus. I know he's coming in from California. Amazing son, playing JC ball right now. Gonna probably go to the D1 level. This is good because Lenny plays some JC ball too. So let's get right into it, whether you're joining us live or recorded. Thank you for joining us. And we cover the top topics that matter to you, the trending topics, the real-time topics, the things that you guys may have to deal with in your career. So let's get right into it, you guys. Everything is on the bottom for you guys to see. And this one was a particularly interesting one. I don't know if you brothers have ever come across this, but recently, offensive lineman Dan Skipper from the Detroit Lions was getting actually, I think, an award. And one of the 49ers, Eric Armstead, called him out and said, hey, are we applauding for people who are racist, in my opinion? He says this guy always uses the N-word regularly on the football field when he's playing against you. And actually, some other players chimed in, you guys. So I want to go to you, Lenny. Is this something that you ever came across, whether as a prep, in college, professionally, somebody, pulling a racial card on you?
Thankfully, no, man. I've never had anybody who had the audacity to do that. Teammate, opponent. I think that's just as low as you can go if he actually is doing that. You know what I mean? But yeah, fortunately, no, I haven't had to deal with anything like that. And if I did, they would have had to deal with me.
I heard that. And talk to me, Q. I mean, I've seen sometimes people get into it on the field. You don't necessarily know what it's about. I've seen some low things. Have you ever, in practice, in a game, maybe even back in high school, had to deal with anything like this?
No. But it's not the first time we heard it. I mean, you got to remember, man, going back to, early 2000, late 90s, man, like Bill Romanowski was notorious for racial slurs. Notorious, And I don't feel like that he ever by the league or even by his peers ever got dealt with properly as he should have. They gave him a couple of passes, man, and he was openly racist in most cases, with the time that he was with the league. I believe he was with the Broncos, if I'm not mistaken, the Raiders and a couple other teams. But I mean, yeah, he was absolutely. So this isn't anything new if that is the case. Now, we don't know that for sure. But if it does come out that that's the case, then man, the league needs to deal with them accordingly. That needs to be addressed.
Yeah, and maybe this is a professional case, you guys, but maybe some of you listeners are in a particular state or particular city area where this is more common. So we don't have a long enough show to get into it, but I actually have dealt with this.
Oh, wow.
And it happened in high school. And obviously the kid said what he had to say. It was after a kick return. And I turned to the ref and said, "Did you hear what he had to say?" And the ref just was like, basically move on. And that was it, So I'm not going to get into it, but I actually have dealt with that at the high school level. So and it was real subtle, but it did happen. We're on to our next topic, you guys. And once again, if you are dealing with that, for one, don't put that out to people. And it doesn't have to be just the N-word. It could be, there's a Samoan kid, Pacific Islander kid. You're saying something, an Asian kid, Latin kid. You guys keep it cool on the field. We're on to our next topic, you guys. And this one was an interesting one that I caught on to. And this is Robert Griffith III, RG3, Baylor fame, went on to the Redskins, a few other teams. But his wife, you guys, handles his social media, and she says the thirsty women are on RG3. They're popping like fish grease in his IG. And I just wanted to get you guys' opinion. I'll start off with you, Q. I know you're a married man like RG3. You want to represent yourself, right? Is it cool? I mean, do you think it's wise for somebody to have their wife or significant other managing their IG, their social, when they're high profile?
You know what? I think that's a terrible idea, but I think it's also a bad idea for him to, obviously manage it himself rather. When he's doing commentating, obviously, he's a very notable, been a household name. He's a very notable athlete. You need to be having a third party, specifically handling your social media accounts. Not just to grow in regards to followers and, that could develop into other opportunities, but that could just get messy. Especially with the missus trying to manage that, man, that's something that could go left and for sure hurt him in the short term and in the long run.
Talk to me, Lenny. You D'ing up people with Champ Bailey on the corner in Denver. Do you got your woman handling your social media?
Nah, bro, that's not happening. I'm divorced now. I was married for 10 years, and to each his own. At the end of the day, people do what they do to really make their marriage be successful. But obviously, I think if somebody's sharing an account, you have couples that do that. You have people managing the significant other's account. That shows a breach of trust right there. Antennas go up right there, like what's been going on. And like you said, you're a high profile athlete. You should have somebody else who specializes in social media marketing and handling that, so that your significant other doesn't have to deal with the drama and the negativity, because it's gonna come.
Facts. Absolutely.
That's a great point, fellas. And
definitely
I know
third
some
point.
of you guys,
that's messy, man.
I know some of you guys might not have your significant other managing your account, but it might feel that way because she's taking a look at it. But RG3 says this is the way I do it, and his wife is laying down the law.
Good luck, brother.
Different strokes for different folks. This is on to our next topic. And if you guys are joining us, whether live or recorded, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys spending time with us. It's football season, so we're getting after it and covering key topics. Herm Edwards, you guys, recently let go from Arizona State. I mean, they didn't even let this man get to the conference play, and they said, let's pull the cord, and actually pulled over right after. the last game. I believe they lost to Portland State. And I wanted to kind of take a different approach on this one, you guys, because a lot of people have been frustrated or mad with the way Arizona State handled it. You know, they basically met them in the end zone and said, hey, this is it.
Wow.
But,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. And there's film on it and everything. But I wanted to take a different approach because there's a lot of people watching this, Lenny, that are athletes and parents of athletes. Maybe some recruited by Arizona State, maybe some playing. I wanted to find out from you guys, and we'll start with you, Lenny. At the college level, you played at Boston College. Coaching changes can be devastating to an individual. It could change an individual situation. Do you think athletic directors, presidents should let the team know first before they yank the cord? Or is it, hey, this is big business. We're going to do what we want. You guys find out when everybody else does with the media?
I actually played for Herm in Kansas City. So
Yeah.
Good dude, man. He was a player's coach for sure. I don't like the way that they handled it. Obviously, they should have, waited to the end of the season, let him play it through. Definitely not do it so publicly, live on television if that's how it was handled. But I don't necessarily believe that, it is big business. I don't necessarily believe that they have to let the team know. I mean, it happens all the time. This is a business, whether you're at the college level or the pro level. I mean, changes and transactions happen all the time, and you just got to be ready to, deal with it at the end of the day. I'm somebody who's played for multiple teams, and they don't care how they cut you. They just don't. And so what are you going to do about it? You got to be prepared to deal with it mentally and move forward. Really just persevere through whatever situation you're going through and keep it moving.
Talk to me, Q. Your son's playing for Arizona State. Maybe Herm was in your home. You love the man. Your son loves the man. And then he's no longer, and you guys got to make moves as individuals. Are you cool with that as a parent or hey, it's business?
But no. It's just like my man said. It is it's business. It does happen all the time. There are going to be coaching changes, but like I tell young players all the time, is always a way about going about things. Trying to do things the right way. So just because you have the power to do things a certain way doesn't mean that you should do so. I'm referring in regards to the AD and the University of Arizona State. That man, was trying to do what he can, to better that program. I'm sure that, he hadn't reached the goals that he was set, but it's still a way. If you do have to let him go, it's a way about going about it. Pull him aside after the fact, or even, let him finish out even this week and going into Monday at the top of the week and,
Right.
be like, hey, we're going to announce the interim head coach. We had to do what we had to do. But the way that they went about it, man, with it being so abrupt, that to me, that's just pure disrespect, especially for a coach like that. He deserves his respect because he's earned it in this game. He's earned it, man.
But
Yeah, that's a great point, man. And I'm sure whoever's considering taking that job is going to remember that because, like you said, Herm has some stripes in this game and has done a lot for a lot of people
Yeah, I
in this
sure
game.
have.
So
A
yeah,
whole
people
lot.
weren't happy with that one. Let's go on to our next topic, you guys. And this one was another hot button topic over the weekend. Now, us as players know how it goes down when, maybe a player's not having a good game. He picks up the phone to talk to coach,
that phone.
and maybe that phone is a little hot. And that was the case with Drew Pine, young quarterback from Notre Dame. He was struggling this past weekend versus Cal, you guys, and Tommy Rees, his offensive coordinator, as you see in the screen, was not too happy with what was taking place on the field. And you could actually read his lips. And I'm not going to say what he said, but it went viral. It definitely went viral. And I want to bring it back to you guys because we deal with athletes at Before You Go Pro. And everyone I talk to would love to go to Notre Dame. They want to go D1. But maybe they don't know everything that takes place, and the things that aren't the glitz and glamour. So I'll start off with you, Q. When you went off to Kansas, were you ready for the business side of your relationship with adults, or did you find out the hard way, kind of like Drew Pine?
No, because I was coached hard in high school. I think that's why, where I'm from in Hazelwood East in St. Louis, Missouri, that's why we kicked out so many guys that went to the league, because the way that we were coached. So we already, were mentally at that mental callous, where, a collegiate coach, you just going to come in and do your job and it's not going to be as big a deal. And we say this all the time with these younger athletes. You can't, in a lot of cases, you can't coach them the same as you can from athletes from our era. That's why I keep saying, like, that's why, in college, you have the Lou Holtz and the Bo Schembechlers and those type of colleges, the Woody Hayes. Those guys would never keep a job in this era, because you'd have alumni and parents complaining and kids decommitting because they're too hard, quote unquote. So I looked at the recording at least 10 times, and I get it. The guy was, he's dropping F-bombs. You're the starting quarterback for Notre Dame. I'm going to say it again. You're the starting quarterback for Notre Dame. And the reason that people are forgetting that the coach took it personal is because he was a starting quarterback at Notre Dame. Okay? So he took that personal. Hey, I helped build this program. I know what it takes to be a starting quarterback at Notre Dame. And right now, kid, you're not getting it done. I feel like that you can get it done. That's why he put him out there. But sometimes you just need that kick in the butt in order to get it in gear. Big time players make big time games. That's a solid opponent. And the kid wasn't showing up. I was looking at the tape. So I don't disagree with it at all. At all. It's football.
Talk to me. I know that actually you're working with young entrepreneurs. You're growing a business. You're a team leader right now. Lenny, have you had a player go off on you, or a coach like this player did? And did that help you or hurt you in that situation? If so?
I mean, like he talked about, I grew up in the streets of Fillmore, man. So, my parents disciplined me a certain type of way. My uncles disciplined me a certain type of way. My older cousin disciplined me a certain type of way. And so if you can't take constructive criticism, you can't take strict accountability, then you're probably not ready or fit to be a true leader. That's truly what I believe. So at the end of the day, I really don't even know why this is news. Like he said, it's football. And it actually worked. I think I read that the guy actually came out and performed much better.
He did. He responded. He did.
After the fact. And so one thing I can tell young people is just master your emotions. Understand that, things in life will not be delivered, the way that you would like. They may not always go your way, but you got to master your energy. And once you master your energy, it doesn't matter what anybody else does to you. You're going to go out there and perform at the highest level, no matter what's around you.
I love it. I love it.
Absolutely.
So, even though the coach may be coming down on you in that moment, you can't let your energy go down.
Right.
You got to stay confident. You got to find a way to hone in, and then he'll be kissing your butt when you come back and win the game. So that's how it goes down.
Especially though, but we talking about again, I mean, you were in high school even, T, it's your quarterback. Yeah. That team, other than it's the different. Coaches, exactly, as far as players, the whole offense and defense, with a whole team is on the shoulders of your quarterback. You understand? And again, we're talking about Notre Dame, and you're at home. So absolutely, we're going in on the kid, and it's great that he responded. And if you actually look and you go on YouTube the interview after the game, he'll tell you, "Hey, I expected my coach to coach me hard. I tell him to coach me hard." So the media trying to kind of paint the picture that the coach is this bad guy, or that's his, he mistreats his players or whatever. You do what you need to do on that level in order to get your kids to respond, man.
Yeah. And coaches have different styles. I'm sure if he was talking to him like that during the game, he's talked like that to the players during practice. Right. That might just be his style. So like you said, the media doesn't know what's really going on. So great point right there. And if you guys are parents, hey, maybe people don't talk like that to you at your job, but your kid is in a different industry. And there's a different culture. So you guys got to keep that in mind.
100,000 people don't show up at your job to watch you do what you do.
I got money on it.
It's on NBC. It's 1 million people watching this kid, man. Yeah.
And they were 0-2, and that offensive coordinator gets paid well, and his kids go to private school. So hey, it is what it is.
We just talked about this last week. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We are on to our next topic, you guys, and you guys, we're hitting them one after one, and this was the perfect person to bring on for this topic was Lenny, because you guys, he found a way to bang his way into the NFL by going the long road. You know, this isn't somebody that went straight from high school to Alabama or anything. He had to go to junior college. Probably should have went straight D1, but was underexposed, like many of you guys. Went to junior college, made his hay, then went off to Boston College in the ACC, and then had to bang his way into the NFL as an undrafted free agent. So I'm pumped up to have you on, Lenny, because some of these kids will have to go the hard route as well. And I wanted to ask you to dial back to that rookie training camp when you didn't know if you were going to have a job or not. In your opinion, what was it that you did during that training camp, maybe 2 or 3 things that you feel nailed in the job for you?
Well, I made the hustle my entertainment. There's no substitute for hard work. So regardless of if it was a conditioning drill, just running to the ball, I made sure I outworked everybody. I had a chip on my shoulder for one. And then for two, I don't think that, I don't think that it hurt it that I got 2 interceptions in the final preseason game. One of them was against Tim Hasselbeck in Seattle. We were in Denver, but we were playing against Seattle and they played their starters. We started the game with our backups. And I was in the game, of course, and got 2 picks that game, which was the 4th preseason game. And Seattle had actually started their ones for the first couple of series. And so I think that really sealed the deal. But throughout the entire process, I just outworked everybody, man. I just was hungry. I did not want to go back to Fillmore. I did not want to go back to the streets. Both my parents sold drugs. This was my shot to really do something, not just for myself, but for my people, for the culture, for people that grew up, watching me. I grew up in the inner city just like a lot of people, and to be able to free my family, buy my mom a house, be able to buy my brother a whip, those things were at the back of my mind. And so I just really, it's no substitute for hard work, man. Hustle, man, get to it. You know what I'm saying? And be confident. That's one thing I always had was self-confidence. You can achieve anything if you got a high belief level in what it is that you're capable of doing. If you believe in your abilities, then I think that's really where it starts.
You decided to go to junior college. Was that because the offers weren't there coming out of Galileo?
Nah, I don't know if you remember at Gal, but I fractured my hip my senior year. So I only played like 4 out of 12 games my senior year at Gal. Yeah. Okay. So I was expected to go Pac-10 and then I got injured. So I missed like almost the whole season.
Okay. Gotcha. That's right. Yeah, I forgot you had an injury. That's big time, man. So we are on to our next section of the show, and this is one of the fan favorites, and this is new, Lenny. I know you were on the show back when it was all audio, but now that we're on YouTube, we got to bring it live. So we've got the lightning round, you guys, and let's play the sounder. So you got, and the lightning round is the locker room show version, you guys, a word association where we put our guest, and tonight is Lenny, through a 60-second sprint where he's got 60 seconds to tell us the first thing that comes to his mind. Now, like you said, he's out of film mode, but we're not going to go there with all the answers tonight. But he's got 60 seconds to tell us, you guys, the first thing that comes to his mind, unfiltered, and we're going to see how many he can get through. Now, we don't just do this for fun, Lenny. We got a little gift that we give to the winner of the show. Right now, the lead is 12 for our fall edition. We had somebody in the spring summer hit 13, Trevor Gaylor, and he gets a hotel stay and a dinner. And a matter of fact, that's going to go down next weekend. So you're up. You got a hotel stay and dinner, whether it's just you or you got somebody you're going to bring with us. If you can get over 12, and if that holds for the whole fall, that's on us. So I know you in San Antonio. I know they probably got some bomb steakhouses. I don't know if we're going to pay for the bomb steakhouse, but we got you covered. Now, we got 60 seconds. Let me make sure I got my list here. I think we got a good list for you. You ready to go, boss?
Yes, sir.
Here
Shoot.
we
All
go.
right.
Here we go.
Let's get the stopwatch ready and see what Lenny got for us on the lightning round. So stopwatch is ready. I'm not going to cheat anybody from the Bay. So I won't start the watch, you guys, until he goes through the first answer, until he gets the first question. Excuse me. All right. You ready to go, Lenny?
Yes, sir.
All right. Number one, Mike Shanahan. Go.
Great coach. Legendary.
Best wide receiver you ever covered.
Randy Moss.
Favorite Bay food spot.
Favorite Bay food spot. Pass.
Okay. Any given Sunday or the program?
Any given Sunday.
Cancun or Jamaica?
Cancun.
Champ Bailey.
Greatest player I ever played with.
Favorite ice cream.
Vanilla.
George Rush.
Legendary junior college coach.
40 seconds. Edrin James.
It was cool to tackle him.
Clinton Portis.
Rookie classmate, great running back.
Torrey Holt. 55 seconds.
Great route runner.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
King of pop.
Time. You said King of Pop?
Yeah.
All right. So that was good. Good. You got stuck a little bit on the favorite Bay food spot.
Yeah, I started thinking about too much food.
Right. Back home, you got
that's
like
a
11 choices.
That's
right?
a tough one. You don't want to offend anybody,
Right.
but you did the smart move. You said pass. So let's add them up. Right now in the fall, you guys, our spring summer was 13, but in the fall it's 12 right now. And I believe that's the great Dustin Woods that you got to supplant, strength and conditioning coach of the Eagles. So let's count them up, and then we're gonna revisit a couple of these. So we got Mike Shanahan, 1. We got best receiver, 2. George Rush, 3. We got any given Sunday, 4. Cancun, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got 10. And we do give one extra for any delay because we are online. So you got 11 and you went short of Dustin, but that was good. So the one you passed was the one. That was the one that was probably going to get you through. But let's go back a little bit right here. He says he's going with the Cancun on the Cancun, Jamaica. He says Champ Bailey, y'all. Best player ever, huh? That you played
buy
against?
that.
Yeah,
I can buy that.
Most definitely.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame. What was it? I mean, obviously, superior talent, but was there anything else that really stood out about Champ?
He did everything at the cornerback position. I mean, when people think about cover corners, obviously he could lock you up. He could shut down his guy. But what really impressed me was his ability to tackle. And also his ability to make the big play, like 50-some interceptions. A lot of people are system guys. They make plays in a good system.
Facts.
Champ was that guy. He's a dog, and no matter what system he's in. So, I can say I witnessed that firsthand. Then obviously, I mean, we could go play hoops, and I could just, you could just throw it up to him, and he'd go catch it. And he wasn't number 6 feet, maybe, 5'11" at that. And he could jump like I jump.
Yeah.
So he was different.
Former athleticism, man. Yeah,
That's big time, man. And you guys were a hell of a duo.
Sure.
You said Edrin James, fun tackling him. He's going simple, y'all, on the vanilla ice cream. And then one that I definitely want to get back to, you said Randy Moss, huh? Best wide receiver?
Yeah, I mean, I played against a lot of them, but I would definitely go with Randy. I played against Jerry, but obviously it was, not Jerry. It was old Jerry. You know what I mean? So
Marvin Harrison.
Harrison was another great. Chad Johnson was sick in his day. But I had to go with Moss. I guarded Moss when he was in Minnesota, man. So not like, you know what I mean? Like I guarded Moss.
That Moss, man, he get vertical on you like, oh hell.
Like right now.
That's when the phone ringing.
Like you better stretch.
That's
like make sure you do.
Right?
Yeah. So man, I would have to go with Randy, man.
That's good, man. That's good. Well, we are on to our last section of the show, you guys, and I know you guys are enjoying the time that we have with Lenny in the locker room. Once again, this is Unfiltered. These are the topics that are trending right now in the industry. So hopefully you guys are getting value out of this. For our Q&A, and if you have anything for Lenny that you want to ask him, feel free to put it in the chat section. I see people already in there chatting away. So if you got a question, something that you want to ask Lenny, then feel free to fire away. But Lenny, I got something for you, man, because it seems like you've been able to transition, and obviously this is outside looking in, from being a big time athlete to having success in the business world. And I wanted to ask you if it was always easy for you, the transition, and if there was anything that you really pulled from your playing days that served you well right now.
Yeah, man. Nah, it wasn't always easy, especially that first year out. Anybody who's played football from 7 years old, which is when I started, all the way into my 30s when I retired. I mean, anybody that has played that long can tell you it's not easy, man. Just really finding your purpose, rediscovering that purpose and that sense of fulfillment. So during the time, after I retired, I got married, and it kind of slowed me down. And what that did for me was kind of allowed me to refocus, really have some quiet time to think, create, reflect on what it is I wanted to do. And then the easy transition was to get involved with fitness, started my fitness programs and got a studio and started doing all that. And then it was like, okay, well, this is fun, this is good money, but I'm used to making this type of income. I need to do multiple things, right, to be able to keep up this lifestyle. And so then obviously got into real estate, started my real estate company. Then started, I met a mentor of mine in a sales company, and I started really getting into personal development, a lot of reading, a lot of leadership type stuff. I started my consulting business. And then lately I got into, I started Walls to Walls Investments, which is my investment company. I work with a technology company based out of Dubai, and we teach young people how to trade and invest in the market, stocks, indices, cryptocurrency, forex. And so I have 4 companies now and a nonprofit because I love giving back. Like I said, I truly believe my purpose here is to inspire people to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. And so to be able to let people understand that through the mind, you can design and create whatever it is that you want. And then all you have to do from that point is work on your self-confidence and belief system, and eliminate the distractions, and you can crush your goals. So I'm grateful that I've been able to do it, man. I know a lot of people don't transition so well. So I feel very, very fortunate. I get paid, pretty handsomely to go speak. I got a $10,000 speaking engagement I'm gonna go do next weekend in North Carolina at a youth summit. And so just being able to share my story and inspire and do what I continuously love to do is definitely a blessing.
As I hear you speak, man, because I know where you come from, and there's a kid that needs to hear that they can pull themselves out the mud, out the hood. And what was that? Was there an uncle? Was there a coach? Because people that come from where you come from don't just speak the way you speak. And I'm not talking about eloquently. I'm talking about your mindset. So where the hell did that come from?
Honestly, man, I picked it up later in life, and I think that's why I'm so passionate about mentorship now, is because I didn't necessarily have it. I had football, man. Without football, me and my mom was just reflecting a few days ago. We was talking about how many friends and cousins I lost to the streets. And it's like, man, sports and football really saved my life. Like sometimes all it takes is just one gift, something that you're really, really great at. And if you tap into that, it can free you. But now I've realized that I can tap into whatever it is that I want on multiple different levels. I didn't really know that at a young age. And, the power of believing and creating, I mean, that's totally up to you, and I think it's important for us when we do get out of there to go back. And, you hear people all the time say, if I knew then what I know now, if I knew then what I know now, but then they never really pay it forward. They never really give back. They never really share that time, money, or wisdom. And so it's important for me now to be able to go do that, because if I can get them early, then maybe they can understand the power of believing and what they have to do, writing your goals down. A goal really isn't a goal or a vision until you write it down. The Bible talks about it, right? write it down, write it down on tables, and he that sees it will run. So every single day, you got to make your goals an obsession. You got to write it down. You got to see it every day. Put it on your wall, things like that. You know what I mean? And then make your environment conducive to where it is you want to go with the people that you hang out with, the type of information that you feed in your thought process. I love music too, but I tell them all the time, traditional entertainment is only going to get you so far. You got to make the hustle your entertainment, which is all about self-mastery. So how can I get better? Okay, how can I perfect this skill? Do I need to work out more? Do I need to, study the film more? Whatever it is that you want to do, make sure you stay educated and master it, because it takes 10,000 hours to master something. I read that in the Outliers. It takes 10,000 hours to be a master at something. And so a lot of times we're good at something, but we don't necessarily focus enough energy on it. We focus on our problems. We focus on the distractions. We focus on girls. We focus on whatever problems or issues that we're dealing with, negativity. And when you give that energy, you only get more of that in your life. That's all you're going to get, because that's what you get, what you focus on.
That's true.
Big. Okay, man. So yeah, you guys, you're getting it. You're getting it right here. Coach Foss says, I love that answer, and it is spot on. And he knows, because there's some kids that he deals with where the energy is based off the coach or what they're going through. And what Lenny is saying, you got to master it. You got to hone it. It's like a wild horse, but that's your ticket. If you can have your energy and your mind right, then you can go where you want to go. So big time, man, big time information. Where can the people get more? Some Lenny Walls, some walls to walls. Yeah. Where can we find you?
Yeah, man, I'm definitely on Instagram, Lenny_Wall Street. They used to call me Streets because I grew up fast, and then Delta O'Neal. I played with Delta, right?
That's right. That's right.
So Delta O'Neal, he saw me later on in life, and he saw everything that I was doing. He said, "Look, we can't call you Streets no more. We got to call you. Let's change it to Wall Street." So he gave me the Lenny Wall Street name, and just because he saw what I was doing in business, and so. Big shout out to Big Bro, man. He out there in Florida. He hit me up every
Delta freaking O'Neal.
That's another Bay boy in Delta. Straight out of hit your DM, because we need you in the locker room too,
doubt.
Fella.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, Lenny, hey, from brother to brother, Bay Cat to Bay Cat, man. Proud of you. Keep up the great work. Keep laying it down for them kids in the community, man. And truly a GOAT, dude. So we love you, man. Thanks for coming in.
Too, man. Sure, absolutely. Appreciate you having me, man. Stay up, brothers.
No doubt.
All right. So there you guys have it. That is Lenny Walls, man. Someone doing it right. Someone, I seen him, his maturation, Q, from high school, junior college. He had to bang his way,
absolutely.
Through the doors.
Absolutely. And I think, this with him explaining, the importance of transition, especially for the professional level, to what exactly am I going to do with myself? Because you see a lot of guys that's just not the case. I mean, think about where he's at and then look at Marion Barber. You see what I'm saying? Which is a total end of the other side of the spectrum, lost, not really knowing his way,
same type of probably upbringing.
Absolutely same type of upbringing, but two totally ends of the spectrum, man. So that's very, very important for you in the midst of this game, is to never lose focus beyond the game as well.
That's big, man. And you guys have tremendous leverage. I was just talking to a parent today about this. You guys don't know how much leverage you have. You student athletes out there, professional athletes, the ones that are doing it right, they know, you see them leaning on it. I see the throwback, man. What throwback you got?
Man, hold on one second, man. This guy right here.
The Eric Metcalf.
Eric freaking Metcalf.
They don't know about that.
Hey, they really don't. I'm gonna tell you what, man. Eric Metcalf was him and Desmond Howard were one of my favorite players, man, because they were just electrifying.
221
guys. Yeah, man. These are two guys, man. They just him and Desmond Howard, man. They just when I watched them, it just made me just want to go outside and just even if it was by myself, man, just moves and just like, hey, man, I want to go out with the fellas and try this, man. They just were fun to watch, man. They were electrifying. Absolutely.
And his dad was legit too.
Oh, yeah. So when he played for the Cardinals in St. Louis, so he saw him, but Yeah, but man, Metcalf, man, this all-time great
He
man.
would have some good NIL dollars coming out of
Man. Yeah,
Austin,
he was
Texas, huh?
unreal, dude. Unreal. One of my
Hey,
favorite
go back
players.
to YouTube. A lot of you guys don't know the jersey that this man has on,
I'm
but he was
telling
a
you,
bad man. If you like
Eric
some Reggie
Metcalf.
Bush and all that,
He was right. He was
you'll like
Reggie
some
Bush
Eric
before
Metcalf.
Reggie Bush. Exactly. That's a good point, T. He was Reggie Bush before Reggie Bush. He really was.
There you go, man. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of tonight's show. I see another great show from the great Coach Eric Foss. I see my boy Jelani Hogue in the building. He says, great show. That's a former Golden
Appreciate
Bear
you.
himself. Babe boy, thank you for tuning in, man. And get it out. Get it out. We're building this community, you guys, and we want as many football players, parents, coaches, just people who love the game of football, who want to know the truth about the industry and who want to grow. That's what we're building this community for. So if you haven't already, I believe the button is right below Q. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. That allows the algorithms to pump us up, put us in front of more people. And then, of course, you'll get the notification wherever we go live with another show. So Q, that is it for tonight, brother. Anything you want to say to the people before they get back to their Thursday football?
No. Everyone get back to the game. No, we got some big games coming on Friday night. Sure, some big games on Saturday. Continue doing well in class, players. Parents continue being supportive, right? And I'm gonna say it every week. Make plays, and make plays.
There you go. No need to say no more. You guys have a blessed weekend. We'll see you at the top.